Hey, what's up everybody? This is Keegan here, and welcome back to the channel, and I'm back with another video for you guys, and today's video I'm bringing you guys is another questions and answers video. This is going to be questions and answers video number 34 for November 2022, and today I have quite a bit of questions to answer. I got around 32 questions to answer, so I'm not really going to take too much time, and let's get started. But before we get started, if you have any questions you'd like me to answer in the next Q&A video, please feel free to leave them in the comments below and I will gladly answer them. And I'll answer each question in alphabetical order by username. So without further ado, let's take a dive into today's questions. These first four questions all come from Alan Parker, and they're all listed in one comment. And the four questions are listed as following. Number one, what's your opinion on A Few Good Men? Number two, what's your opinion on First Blood, aka the first Rambo movie? Number three, what's your opinion on The Big Lebowski? And four, what is your favorite movies from 2005? Number one, A Few Good Men, I have seen. It is a great movie. I've seen it once a couple of years ago. I would like to revisit it at some point and maybe do a review of it on my channel. Number two, I have not seen First Blood or any of the other Rambo movies, but I would like to check them out someday and maybe do a review of them on my channel. Number three, The Big Lebowski is a classic. It's absolutely hilarious, and that's a movie that will never get old, in my opinion. I own the movie on 4K Blu-ray. And number four, my favorite movies from 2005. That's a tough one. There was a lot of great movies that came out in 2005, like A History of Violence, Brokeback Mountain. I'm trying to think of some other ones. Munich, I thought was really underrated. Underrated Steven Spielberg. Um, I can't really think of anything else that came out in 2005 that I like, but 2005 was a pretty good year for movies. And those are the questions from Alan Parker. And thanks for the questions, Alan Parker. So moving on, we got four questions from andykishore, and they're all divided into separate comments. And the first one from andykishore is, are you aware of Susan Wojcicki? Let's just say she has a lot to do with this website. Yeah, she does. She's the CEO of YouTube and has been the CEO of YouTube for over 8 years, since 2014. Now, there's been Susan Wojcicki has done a lot of questionable changes to the site over the years, and a lot of things that I'm not really going to go into detail. While I don't really agree with a lot of the stuff that Wojcicki does to the site, she just runs the site and I just gotta accept it. But at least I'm not bitching about it like Spencer Carter or any other of those lol cows that bitch about Wojcicki. But yeah, the less said the better. We'll just put it that way. The next one from andykishore is, have you ever came close to maxing out the YouTube video title limit or exceeding at max out the video title limit and had to shorten a title? I've had that happen to me a couple times. I've had to shorten the title because the title for each video on YouTube is limited up to 100 texts. 100 characters, rather. I've had that happen a couple times. Well, not too much, but every so often. You just gotta shorten the title. Anywho, the next one from andykishore is, are you aware of the Fallout 4 updated version or remake version that's planning to come out in 2023 for the PS5 and Xbox Series X and Series S? Yeah, I'm aware of it. It's just a port from the other console versions, except with updated graphics and not much else. I'm probably not gonna get it though. I don't even have a PS5 or Xbox Series X anyways. And just making sure I didn't miss any. And the last one from andykishore is, are you aware that the Angry Video Game Nerd recently uploaded an episode reviewing the Doom game franchise. It's also the first AVGN episode on YouTube to get an age restricted based on community guidelines. Yeah, I've seen it, and I am aware it's the first one to get a age restriction. And it was a really great review. I really enjoyed it. Definitely one of his best, more recent reviews, I'd say. And those are the questions from Andy Kishore. Thanks for the questions, Andy Kishore. Now let's move on. This next question comes from Chase Shepard, and it's just one question, no other question, just one. And his question is, what video game do you believe deserves a sequel? I can't really think of anything that really deserves a sequel, but if I could, there is only one game that I can think of, and that would be LA Noire. LA Noire was such a great game and somewhat underrated of a game, I'd say. I really, really enjoyed that one. I really wish Rockstar would make a sequel to it, even though they didn't. They helped develop the game from another company. I forgot the name of the company that developed it, but I know they went out of business after a couple months after LA Noire came out back in 2011. But LA Noire was a really, really great game, and I hope one of these days they do a sequel to it. Maybe make it take place in the 50s, maybe the 60s or the 70s, 80s, or maybe even 90s. I don't know. That would be a great sequel, but I hope one of these days they make a sequel to LA Noire. LA Noire was such a damn good game. I really, really enjoyed that game. If you haven't played LA Noire, definitely play it. It's one of the best games I've ever played, and it's just a damn good game. And that's the single only question from Chase Shepard. Thanks for the question, Chase Shepard. These next 6 questions come from a user by the name of DonkeyMan, and each question is in the separate comments. The first of the 6 questions is, what do you think of Robert Downey Jr.? I think Robert Downey Jr. is a really good actor and is great in a lot of movies like Shortcuts, Tropic Thunder, which he was hilarious in that movie. He was also great in Zodiac and a lot of other movies he's in. He's great. He's just a really, really good actor. The next one is, what do you think of Bryan Cranston? Bryan Cranston, damn good actor. Everybody probably knows him best in Breaking Bad, which that's probably without a doubt his best performance. He was damn good in that show. I know before he was in Breaking Bad, he was in Malcolm in the Middle as the kind of the clumsy father character. I forgot his name. I haven't watched the show in so long, but that was the character he played as before he was in Breaking Bad. Yeah, anywho. The next one is, what do you think of John Cusack? Again, John Cusack, a really good actor, kind of the same as my first question. John Cusack is just a really great actor in whatever movie he's in, especially in some of the movies he was in movies that were not so great, like Maps of Stars. He was pretty good in that one, despite that movie not being very good. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about that question. The next one is, have you seen any episode of the X Files? No, I have not seen a single episode of the X Files, nor have I seen any of the 2 movies that came out during the original series and after the original series, before they did the revival series. I have not seen anything about the X Files, but I've heard of it. I think everybody's heard of the X Files, but I have not seen it. Maybe one day, someday down the road, maybe I'll check out the X Files, but we'll see. The next one from DonkeyMan is, are you aware that there's a video game of The Godfather? Yeah, I'm aware of it. There's actually 2 of them, actually. One of them came out in 2006 on the PS2 original Xbox 360, and I believe it came out on the it came out on the PS3, and I believe it came out on the Nintendo Wii, I believe, titled the Black Hand Edition. I can't remember. And there was another one that came out in 2009 called The Godfather 2, which loosely follows the second movie, minus the prequel part of the movie, if you know what I mean. which that game came out in 2009. Haven't played any of them, but I hear they were pretty decent. They were kind of like GTA a little bit. And the last question from DonkeyMan before we move on is, have you seen the Game of Thrones prequel, House of the Dragon? I have not watched House of the Dragon yet, but I've been meaning to check it out for quite a while. I've been busy with some other shows, but I do plan to check it out sometime soon. I know they just finished the first season a month ago, but I haven't checked it out yet. I will check it out eventually for sure. And those are all the questions from Donkey Man. Thanks for the questions, Donkey Man. The next 5 questions all come from Ervin's Movie Corner, and all 5 questions are in one comment. And the following questions are what follows. Number 1, what's your opinion on It's a Wonderful Life with James Stewart, Donna Reed, and director Frank Capra? Number 2, what's your opinion on Cliffhanger with Sylvester Stallone? Number 3, what's your opinion on The Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Number 4, what's your opinion on The Karate Kid, the original with Ralph Macchino and Pat Morita? Morita, however you say it. And number 5, what's your opinion on Ghostbusters with Bill Murray and director Ivan Reitman? Number 1, I have never seen It's a Wonderful Life, but I've been wanting to check it out for a couple years. Maybe this year I'll check it out. Well, we'll see about that. Number 2, I have never seen Cliffhanger, but I've heard of it. Number 3, I have not seen the original Terminator, but I have seen pieces of Terminator 2, but not the entirety, and the entirety of Terminator 3. I know a lot of these Terminator movies went downhill after the second movie, but yeah, I haven't really watched too many of the Terminator movies. Number 4, I have seen the original Karate Kid a long ass time ago, but I remember it being pretty good, better than the remake. The remake had Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith. The remake was okay though, but I prefer the original. And number 5, Ghostbusters. It's a classic. Both films are a classic. I have not seen Afterlife or whatever the recent one came out, but I hear it's 100 times better than the shitty 2016 reboot, which the 2016 reboot was complete dog shit. I hated the reboot. And those are the questions from Ervin's Movie Corner. Thanks for the questions, Ervin's Movie Corner. And let's move on. The next 5 questions all come from Maximum Geekboy, and each question is listed into one comment. And the following questions are what follows. Number 1, what's your opinion on the 2017 horror film It, or It Chapter 1? Number 2, have you ever watched the anime adaptation based on the video game Cyberpunk Edge Runners? Number 3, are you looking forward to seeing the new Super Mario Brothers animated movie from Illumination and Nintendo? And number 4, what's your opinion on the Back to the Future trilogy? And number 5, are you aware that the movie WALL-E will be the first ever Pixar movie to be released on the Criterion Collection? Number 1, I enjoyed the first It movie. I remember seeing it in theaters not long after it came out in theaters with my brother and his 2 friends, and I really enjoyed that one. I didn't care for the second movie though, like It Chapter 2. I didn't really care for the second movie that much. Number 2, I have not seen Cyberpunk Edge Runners, but apparently it's supposed to be pretty good from what I hear. But I haven't seen it, nor have I ever played the game Cyberpunk 2077. I do hear the game is actually in a much better state than when it was when it first came out. Number 3, I guess I'm looking forward to the new Super Mario Brothers movie, but I don't know if I'm gonna see it in theaters or not. It does look pretty good by the trailer, and it looks pretty faithful to the games, I will say that, but I'm kind of in no rush to seeing it in theaters though, but we'll see. Number 4, I have seen all 3 of the Back to the Future movies, and they're great. The first one is definitely the best out of the 3. I haven't watched those movies in a long time, but I'd like to revisit those 3 movies sometime soon, and maybe someday do a review of it on my channel. And number 5, I am aware that WALL-E is going to be released in the Criterion Collection. And for being the first Pixar movie to being added to the Criterion Collection, that was a great choice. I will definitely be getting the Criterion release of that movie for sure. I'll get the 4K of it. Wall-E is one of my favorite movies of all time, and it's my favorite Disney movie, along with Up. And those are the questions from Maximum Geek Boy. And thank you for the questions, Maximum Geek Boy. Alright, we only got 7 questions left and then we're done this video. And the final 7 questions each come from ThatMovieNerd 44. And each question is divided into separate comments. So the first of these 7 questions is, what are your thoughts on Mr. Bean? Mr. Bean is hilarious. It's a great series. Rowan Atkinson is hilarious as the character. Um, I think I've only seen one of the 2 movies a long time ago. I believe I saw the second movie, Mr. Bean's Holiday, a long time ago. I think that was what introduced me to the Mr. Bean franchise. And I remember that movie being pretty funny. I haven't seen it since I watched it, which was, I think that was back in 2008 when I watched the movie. I cannot remember. But yeah, Mr. Bean, it's funny. The next one is, what do you think of the Looney Tunes cartoons? Have you seen any of them? I've seen a lot of the old ones on reruns of the Tell2 Retro channel, which used to be a thing, but that channel got taken off the air back in 2015. But a lot of them are great. A lot of the old ones from like the 40s, 50s, and beyond, a lot of them were great. The next one is, what's your favorite video game consoles? My favorite video game consoles would have to be the PS2, the PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox One, GameCube, Wii, N64, and a couple of other ones. But I have a lot of different favorite game consoles. The next one is, are you looking forward to the new Super Mario Brothers movie that will be released next year? What are your thoughts on the trailer? I already answered the question a few minutes ago. It does look pretty faithful to the game, but I might see it, but I'm not sure. We'll see. The next one is, what do you think of video game movies in general? Film adaptations to video games? Some of them are okay, although a lot of them are pretty shit. They can definitely be a hit or a miss, but most of the times a lot of them are a miss. I think notably the ones by Uwe Boll are the ones that are considered the worst, apparently. I haven't really seen too many of them. One really good one I will say was Pokemon Detective Pikachu. That one was really faithful to the series, I'd say. Like, pretty faithful, to say the least. I remember enjoying that one. Haven't really seen too many of them, but I know a lot of them are mostly get negative reviews. Anywho, the next one is, what do you think of courtroom / legal movies? They're enjoyable depending on which ones they are. I haven't really seen too many of them. I've seen ones like Philadelphia, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, and I kind of think of it, I haven't really seen too many courtroom movies. I just haven't really seen too many of them. Hold on a sec. Just making sure I haven't missed any. No, I'm not missing any. There's only one question left. And that is, have you heard of the film Days of Thunder? It is directed by the late Tony Scott and stars Tom Cruise, Robert Duvall, Nicole Kidman, and Carrie Ellis. And it has somewhat similarities to Top Gun. No, I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it. It's pretty well known for, I believe that was the first movie Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman did when they were together before they got divorced in 2001. Haven't seen Days of Thunder, but I've heard of it. Maybe I'll check it out one day. But I can definitely see what the similarities between that movie and Top Gun have. But I'm not really going to name them. And those are all the questions from That Movie Nerd 44. And those are all the questions for this video. And thanks, That Movie Nerd 44. And special thanks to everybody for submitting all their questions in the comments. And well, that's about all the time we've had for today. Those are all the questions. And special thanks to everybody for submitting their questions in the comments below. Like I said at the beginning of this video, if you have any questions you'd like me to answer in the next Q&A video, please feel free to leave them in the comments below and I will gladly answer them. But that's about all the time we've had for today, everybody. So thanks again for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, leave a comment below, and subscribe for more videos like this. And my other social medias, if you want to follow me on there, the links are in the description down below. But anyways, that's all I got to say. So thanks again for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. And until next time, this is Keegan Shepard signing off. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out.